Famous people who died in March of 2022. On March 1st, Alevtina Kolchina, Russian cross-country skier who won Olympic gold in the 3x5 kilometer relay in 1964, who won silver in 1956 and bronze in 1968, as well as bronze in the 5 km 164 relay, dies at 91. On March 1st, Warner Mark McPherson, American country music songwriter who wrote Sitting on a Rock and Crying in a Creek, as well as Talking to a Wall, dies at 86. On March 2nd, Johnny Brown, American singer and screen comic actor who worked in Good Times Bookman, Laugh-In, and A Singer, dies of heart failure at age 84. On March 2, Robert Cohen, French boxer of the NWSAC, NBA, and the Ring Batnam weight title holder from 1954 up to 1956, died at 91. On March 2nd, Tony Walton, British Tony, Oscar, and Emmy Award-winning set and costume designer for Pippin, Mary Poppins, and All That Jazz, dies from stroke complications at age 87. On March 3rd, Dean Woods, Australian track cyclist, Olympic gold team pursuit in 1984, silver individual pursuit in 1988, and bronze team pursuit in 1988 and 96, dies from cancer at age 55. On March 3rd, Frank Connor, Scottish soccer manager for the Cowdenbeath FC, Berwick Rangers FC, Celtic FC, Wraith Rovers FC, dies at 86. On March 3rd, Tim Considine, American actor for Spin and Marty, My Three Sons from 1960 up to 65, and Mike, and photographer, dies at 81. On March 4, Marian Wisniewski, French soccer striker with 33 caps, Lens, Sampdoria, Saint-Étienne, Sochaux, Grenoble, dies at 85. On March 4, Rod Marsh, Australian cricket wicketkeeper with 96 tests, 355 dismissals, 3x100 coach, Australian and England academies, and broadcaster of 9 networks, dies following a heart attack at 74. On March 4, Shane Warne, an Australian cricket spin bowler and broadcaster with 145 tests, 308 wickets, BB of 8 by 71, and 195 ODIs, Victoria, California, Hampshire CCC, dies from a heart attack at 52. On March 7, Berkirk Charvanchai, Thai boxer and WA flyweight title holder of 1970, dies at 77. On March 7, Raja, Sri Lanka's most revered elephant who carried the golden casket of Buddhist relics at a Salaperahira pageant, dies at 68. On March 8, Gordon Lee, English soccer manager for Port Vale, Blackburn, Rovers, Newcastle United, Everton, Preston NE, and Kara Reykjavik, dies at 87. On March 8, Johnny Greer, American football official from 1981 to 2004, as well as the first African-American referee in NFL history at 1988, dies at the age of 74. On March 8, Ron Miles, American jazz cornetist, composer and band leader, dies of polycythemia vera, a rare blood disorder, at 58. On March 8, Tomas Boy, Mexican football midfielder and manager with 52 caps, Tigers UANL 413 games, dies from a pulmonary thromboembolism at 70. On March 9, Justice Christopher, Nigerian soccer midfielder with 11 caps, Antwerp FC, Trelleborg FC, Herforge Ball Club, dies at 40. On March 10, Jessica Williams, American jazz pianist and composer in the key of Monk, dies at 73. On March 10, Jürgen Kurowski, German soccer midfielder and forward with 44 caps, West Germany, Eintracht Frankfurt, 441 games, dies from kidney disease at 77. On March 10, Odalyn Perez, Dominican baseball player with MLB All-Star 2002, Atlanta Braves, LA Dodgers, and KC Royals, dies after a fall at 44. On March 11, Timmy Thomas, American R&B singer-songwriter of Why Can't We Live Together, dies of cancer at 77. On March 12, Barry Bailey, American rock guitarist for Atlanta Rhythm Section, dies from complications of multiple sclerosis at 73. On March 13, William Hurt, American Academy Award-winning actor for Big Chill, Children of a Lesser God, Kiss of the Spider Woman, and Broadcast News, dies of prostate cancer at 71. On March 14, Razor Ramon, also known as Scott Hall, American pro wrestler and 9-time WCW World Tag Team Champion as well as WWE HOF in 2014, dies of a heart attack at 63. On March 15, David Stephenson, English Rugby League outside back with 10 caps, Great Britain, Wigan RLFC, Stanford RLFC, dies at 63. On March 15, Eugene Parker, American solar astrophysicist who had Parker's space probe named after him, dies at 94. On March 15, Luliang Huan, Taiwanese golfer at the British Open in 1971 runner-up, dies at 85. On March 16, Kunimitsu Takahashi, Japanese motorcycle racer, who was the first Japanese rider to win GP race in 1961 and auto racer, four-time All Japan Sports Prototype Championship, dies at 82. On March 16, Ralph Terry, American baseball pitcher, who was a Major League Baseball All-Star in 1962 and World Series in 1961 with 62 MVPs, who played for the New York Yankees, KC Athletics, Cleveland Indians, and New York Mets, dies at 86. On March 16, Slobodan Skrbic, Serbian soccer defender with 4 caps in Yugoslavia, Red Star Belgrade, and Lille, dies at 77. March 17, Alan Rees, Welsh Rugby Union fly half with 3 tests, Maesteg RFC, Rugby League 5/8, Leeds RLFC, and cricket all-rounder Glamorgan CCC, dies at 84. On March 17, Peter Bowles, British actor, Claudius, Rumpole of the Bailey, and Featherstone, dies of cancer at 85. On March 18, Alphonse Dernberger, Australian soccer midfielder with 3 caps in FC Australia Wien, dies at 80. On March 18, Don Young, American politician and U.S. representative from Alaska who lived from 1973 to 2022, dies at 88. On March 18, John Clayton, American sports journalist and reporter from the Pittsburgh Press, the Trust Tribune, and ESPN, dies at 67. On March 18, Murray Day, New Zealand sports administrator and president of World Squash Federation from 1975 to 81, dies at 90. On March 19, Dave Sims, English Rugby Union lock for 3 tests, Gloucester RFC, Barbarians RFC in 1995, 96, and 99, dies at 52. On March 19, Federico Martin Aramburu, Argentine Rugby Union winger with 22 tests, 11 competitions, Argentina Sevens, Biarritz Olympique, Perpignan, Glasgow Warriors, dies in a drive-by shooting at 42. On March 19, Skoy Mitchell, also known as Roscoe Mitchell, American TV writer, director, and actor of Barefoot in the Park in Rhoda, dies of kidney failure at 92. On March 19, Tom Young, American basketball coach of American Uni, Rutgers Uni, Catholic Uni, and Old Dominion Uni, dies at 89. On March 21, Fevzi Zemzem, Turkish soccer striker with 18 caps and AS Godzepe 356 games and manager of Orduspor, dies at 80. On March 21, Nikolai Osyanin, Russian soccer striker with 3 caps, PFC Krylia Sovetov Kuybyshev, FC Spartak Moscow, dies at 80. On March 23, Jimmy Lindy, English jockey with 2,000 guineas in 1963 and St. Leger in 1964 and broadcaster for BBC, dies at 86. On March 23, Madeleine Albright, American diplomat and UN delegate from 1993 to 1997 and the first female U.S. Secretary of State from 1997 to 2001, dies of cancer at 84. On March 25, Taylor Hawkins, American drummer for Foo Fighters' Everlong, My Hero, dies at 50. On March 26, Joe Williams, American men's college basketball coach for Jacksonville Uni from 1964 to 1970, Furman Uni from 1970 to 1978, and Florida State Uni from 1978 to 1986, dies at 88. On March 27, Alexandra Zabalina, Russian fencer and Olympic gold USSR women's team foil in 1960, 1968, and 1972, dies at age 85. On March 27, Titus Bubernik, Czech soccer midfielder and 23 caps Czechoslovakia, CH Bratislava, and Lask Linz, dies at 88. On March 28, Nasi Erdem, Turkish soccer center back, 31 caps, Fenerbahce, dies at 91. On March 30, Yannick Etienne, Haitian singer of Roxy Music Avalon and Brian Ferry, dies of cancer at 64. March 31, Fred Johnson, American doo-wop bass vocalist for the Marcel's Blue Moon, dies at 80. On March 31, Georgy Atanasov, Bulgarian communist politician and prime minister from 1986 to 90, dies at age 88. Famous people who died in March 2021. On March 1st, Ian St. John, Scottish soccer forward with 21 caps, Motherwell Liverpool 425 games, and manager of Motherwell and Portsmouth, as well as broadcaster on ITV Saints and Greaves, dies from cancer at 82. On March 1, Ralph Peterson Jr., American jazz drummer of Jazz Messengers and Fotet and educator at Berkeley, dies of cancer at 58. On March 1, Vladimir Heger, Czech basketball coach in Czechoslovakia from 1965 to 1969 and 72 to 76, as well as in Netherlands from 1983 to 1985, dies at 89. On March 1, Zlatko Kanjar, Croatian soccer striker with 2 caps, Dinamo Zagreb, Rapid Wien, and manager, Croatia, Montenegro, and Dinamo Zagreb, dies at 64. On March 2, Bunny Wailer, Neville O'Reilly Livingston, Jamaican vocalist and percussionist from the Wailers with Bob Marley, dies of stroke complications at 73. On March 2, Chris Barber, English jazz trombonist for Petite Fleur, dies at 90. On March 2, Peter Grosser, German soccer midfielder with 2 caps, Bayern Munich, 1816 Munich, Austria Salzburg, dies at 82. On March 3, Joe Altobelli, American baseball utility with the Cleveland Indians, Minnesota Twins, and manager for the SF Giants, World Series Baltimore Orioles in 1983 and Chicago Cubs, dies at 88. On March 3, Yuri Rozanov, Russian sports broadcaster for NTV Plus, Match TV, and Teffy Award 2012, dies of cancer at age 59. On March 4, Chris Schultz, Canadian football offensive tackle for the NFL Dallas Cowboys, CFL All-Star in 1987-1988, and Toronto Argonauts, and sports broadcaster for the Sports Network, dies from a heart attack at 61. On March 4, Mark Pavelich, American NHL forward who won Olympic gold in 1980, Miracle on Ice, New York Rangers, Minnesota North Stars, and San Jose Sharks, dies at 63. On March 5, Michael Stanley Gee, American rocker for America's Stanley band My Town, dies of lung cancer at age 72. On March 6, Bengt Aberg, Swedish motocross racer for the World 500cc motocross champion in 1969 and 1970, as well as motocross des Nationals Gold in 1970, 71, and 74, dies at age 76. On March 6, Qi Shangbin, Chinese soccer midfielder with 58 caps in Liaoning, and coach Dalian Wanda, Chinese JAA League champions and coach of the year in 1996 and 1997, dies from a heart attack at 71. On March 6, Louis Audens, Dutch engineer who developed the audio cassette tape and worked on the compact disc, dies at age 94. On March 6, Miguel Miranda, Peruvian soccer goalkeeper with 47 caps Sporting Cristal, and coach Alianza Atletico, dies at 54. On March 8, Fergal McCann, Irish Gaelic football coach and trainer for the All-Ireland Championship in 2005 and 2008 Tyrone, dies from cancer at age 47. On March 8, Julian Francois Beden, Swedish jazz pianist and jazz and classical composer for Monophrases, dies at age 103. On March 8, Norm Sherry, American baseball catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers and New York Mets and manager for California Angels, dies at age 89. On March 8, Norton Juster, American architect and children's author for The Phantom Tollbooth, The Dot on the Line, dies at age 91. On March 8, Will Cormier, Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, Philadelphia Phillies, and Boston Red Sox, dies of pancreatic cancer at age 53. On March 8, Trevor Peacock, British stage and screen actor for The Vicar of Dibley, Jim Trot, and screenwriter and songwriter for Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lonely Daughter, dies at age 89. On March 9, Leonard Len Skeet, British jazz double bassist, dies at age 84. On March 9, Agustin Balbuena, Argentine soccer striker with 8 caps, Copa Libertadores in 1972, 73, 74, and 75, Copa Intercontinental in 1973, and Club Atlético Independiente, dies at age 75. On March 9, James Levine, American conductor and director of the Metropolitan Opera from 1976 to 2017, dies at age 77. On March 9, Roger Mudd, American Emmy and Peabody Award-winning journalist and TV news anchor for CBS Weekend News, NBC Evening News, Meet the Press, dies of kidney failure at age 93. On March 9, Tommy Troelsen, Danish soccer player with 16 caps, Viola Bold Club, and broadcaster for Denmark's Radio and DK4, dies at age 80. On March 10, Joey Tate, American sports broadcaster for the Cleveland Cavaliers on radio and Cleveland Indians on TV and radio, dies at age 83. On March 10, Stephen Scott, American composer on Bowed Piano Ensemble and Vikings of Sunrise and educator at Colorado College, dies from complications of dementia at 76. On March 11, Gerald Hartley, American composer, choral director, and educator, dies at age 99. On March 12, Ivo Trumbik, Croatian water polo player with Olympic gold in 1968 Yugoslavia and coach for Olympic bronze Netherlands in 1976, dies at age 85. On March 13, Marvelous Marvin Hager, American boxer and undisputed world middleweight champion from 1980 to 1987, as well as second longest unified championship reign in history, dies at age 66.